This is Mark Gunn Media.
Hit it!
Hello, my name is Mark Gunn, and welcome to Gunshots Straight from the Hip. The views expressed in this podcast are strictly those of the host and not reflective of those of anyone else in any way, shape, or form. Today's topic, Kim Davis and selective Bible thumping. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "I like your Christ, but I do not like your Christians. They are so unlike your Christ." Now, this is an obvious indictment of the hypocrisy that seems to be part and parcel in the faith practiced by some so-called Christians. Now, it's important that I make this distinction here because there are some truly wonderful people in this world that exemplify being Christ-like. Then there are those that, throughout history, have twisted and perverted Christianity for their own nefarious ends. Preachers, politicians, and public service like Kentucky Clerk Kim Davis. Now, these are what I call selective Bible thumpers. They find those chapters and verses in the Bible and then twist them to justify their own mindset. And this country even did it in order to justify slavery, all the while claiming to follow the Word of God literally. Davis's blasphemy came at the expense of same-sex couples who now have the right to legally be married in this country. But what if the Word of God were taken literally?
I like how you call homosexuality an abomination.
I don't say homosexuality is an abomination, Mr. President. The Bible does.
Yes, it does. Leviticus
18:22.
Chapter and verse. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions while I had you here. I'm interested in selling my youngest daughter into slavery as sanctioned in Exodus 21:7. She's a Georgetown sophomore, speaks fluent Italian, always cleared the table when it was her turn. What would a good price for her be? While thinking about that, can I ask another? My chief of staff, Leo McGarry, insists on working on the Sabbath. Exodus 35:2 clearly says he should be put to death. Am I morally obligated to kill him myself, or is it okay to call the police? Here's one that's really important, because we've got a lot of sports fans in this town. Touching the skin of a dead pig makes one unclean, Leviticus 11:7. If they promise to wear gloves, can the Washington Redskins still play football? Can Notre Dame? Can West Point? Does the whole town really have to be together to stone my brother John for planting different crops side by side? Can I burn my mother in a small family gathering for wearing garments made from two different threads? Think about those questions, would you? One last thing. While you may be mistaking this for your monthly meeting of the ignorant tight-ass club, in this building when the president stands, nobody sits.
Now, do you see how crazy that sounded? Yet, you've got Davis and her followers, including some Republican presidential wannabes, that willfully ignore their hypocrisy in favor of the God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve mantra. Meanwhile, the self-professed martyr for the cause is sitting in jail until sometime next week. Now, personally, I don't have a problem with anybody's religious beliefs. You have the right to believe any load of crap being spoon-fed to you. However, when those beliefs infringe on the rights of others, I've got a problem. You can be for gay marriage or against it, but it is legal in the United States, so deal with it. You survived us black folks getting the right to vote. Well, most of you did. You survived having a black president. Well, come to think of it, the jury's still out on that. And you even survived a couple of seasons of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. So get over it. They're here, they're queer, and by God, they're getting married. Scoreboard, love 1, stupid, hateful, inbred bigots 0. God bless America. Once again, you've been listening to Gunshots Straight from the Hip. If you have any comments or questions, send your emails to markgunmedia@gmail.com.
Mark Gunn Media. No hype, no hoopla, just damn good work.